just want to tell everybody here who needs to close and thinks that you need to lean on the potential customer or client a lot. We, as the customers and clients, don't know what we need. We don't know what we want.
They
if you
want
send us a proposal, I don't want to have to wade through all your words to figure out what the heck I'm buying. I just want to pay for you to fix it.
Welcome to Breaking Down Your Business, episode 329. You can find the show notes of this episode at breakingdownyourbusiness.com/329. There's no way you could have been surprised by that because I made sure you were staring right in my face.
I don't even know what to say at this point. He was you were waving a finger at me. Were you trying to tell me here comes the shouting?
I was like, look at me. I was saying, look at me.
You weren't saying that. You were shouting at listeners.
I'm Brad from Anchor Advisors, slightly exasperated.
I'm Jill from the Founding Moms, always exasperated after that shouting in my ear holes.
So, Jill, how much do you know about employment law?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You went to law school, you know nothing about employment law.
I know nothing about employment law.
How are small business owners supposed to figure out employment law if they didn't even go to law school?
Thankfully, we have an incredible sponsor called Comply Right.
Comply Right?
That's offering a 6-course freebie to educate you on employment stuff regarding your business. I know. So if you're a business owner, chances are you're juggling many HR tasks and you're trying to keep up with the ever-changing employment laws. They're changing all the time.
Yep.
HR 101 from Comply Right is a free online training program that'll give you a solid understanding of employment law so you can handle typical workplace issues like a pro.
This is completely free?
Yeah. I'm just going to list to you some of the courses that they offer. General legal obligation for employers.
Important.
Recruiting and hiring.
Hard.
Classifying workers correctly.
Complicated.
Yeah. Managing your employees. Preventing
Tricky.
Workplace harassment.
Yikes.
And discipline and termination. So I'm going to send you to complyright.com/courses. It's totally free. Go there right now. Do the thing.
Wow. October 4th!
October 4th! We want to meet you. We want to see your face. Come and hang out with us in real life in Chicago at 4 o'clock, October 4. Ooh, that's 2 4s. And we're just going to hang out and have some drinks.
Yeah. So go to breakingdownyourbusiness.com, and on the homepage there's in the menu, there's a live thing. Go to live.
RSVP. We'll see you there.
Party. So, Jill, this is our last episode about sales for a while.
Okay.
And what do we do at the end of a sale?
We take money.
We close.
Oh,
right?
That's a fancy word.
We close.
Where I take money out of your wallet and I put it in mine. Yeah. It's true.
So I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell a little bit of it again. At the beginning of my career, I went 27 meetings in a row without closing a sale.
It's so great. I'm like Dory. I forget every time. So what?
I closed my first 2 meetings.
Okay.
So I was obviously a sales rock star.
When
I first started my business.
Got it.
Closed my first 2 appointments.
Okay.
Then went to 27 in a row that did not close.
That's terrible.
It was
and you
terrible.
Didn't quit?
I was miserable. I called a friend of mine who was a sales coach, and I said, either you're going to help me or I'm going to quit and find something else to do, like working at McDonald's, because I'm terrible at this.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, I'll help you, but you have to go to 4 more appointments. And at the end of each appointment, write down what went well and what went poorly and what you need to do differently.
Love that.
I'm like,
you got homework.
Yeah. And he said, then I'll help you. I said, okay. So I went to my next appointment, didn't close, walked out to the car, wrote down what went well. We had a great conversation. I made a business friend. It's all good. What went poorly? I didn't ask for the order.
You knew right after you left that you
Absolutely.
didn't? Why didn't you know in the room?
Jill, I'm an idiot. I don't know.
Well, we know that.
Because you're in it. Like, you're having a great time. You're having a great conversation.
Oh, and it just doesn't occur to you.
Well, asking for the order feels... So sales is kind of a relationship thing, right? We talked about that last time.
Yeah.
You know the whole emotional bank account analogy that
Sure.
you have deposits and withdrawals, right? So I'm making all these deposits in the emotional bank account. I'm helping this guy out. We're having a great conversation. We connected about his kids, like all this stuff that's good. When I ask for the order, it's like making a withdrawal.
And
right?
Brad, you are very good at making other people feel like they're first. It's all about them. You're here to help them.
Right.
So I can see for you how, okay, now if I ask for something for me, that's going to screw the whole thing up.
Right.
Right. Which I think most people go to is I don't want to mess this up.
So the short end of the story is I went to 3 appointments in a row and came out to the car and wrote down, didn't ask for the order. And so on the fourth one...
Did you turn around and go back in?
No. But the fourth one, I was like, no matter what happens, they're dragging me out of here by my heels. And I'm going to be shouting back in, would you like to talk about how we can work together to solve those problems? Right? And I asked for the order and it closed.
No way.
Yeah.
That must have felt so good.
Or terrible about the 30 ones that I missed already.
Yeah, but that one must have felt so good
It did.
because you stayed in business.
It did. That's correct. I didn't have
So
to go work
every
at
single
McDonald's.
time you're in any conversation now, any time with a potential client, you ask?
No, but I never leave a meeting without a next step. So the close might be, would you like to hear how we can work together to solve those problems?
Yep.
Or it might be, hey, it's not clear to me yet whether I'm a good fit for you or you're a good fit for me. Here's some homework that I want you to do and homework that I'm going to do, and then let's get together on the 14th and talk about this again.
Interesting.
Right?
Yep.
So there always has to be a next step.
Yes. Love that.
Right. And so closes can look like a lot of different things. Like when in that stage of my business, what I was taught was the one call close, which means in that meeting, I say, would you like to talk about how we can work together to solve those problems? And I slide the contract across the desk and I hand them a pen.
But you don't give them time to think about it?
Nope.
But if you're asking for not $50.
I've closed millions of dollars at this point in business in exactly that method.
Really?
Millions.
Fascinating. You're making me fly through all the companies I've ever run where when I manage bands, artists are dying for somebody to organize their lives and be their therapist.
Yes.
So I never had a problem closing because
Right.
there were not many of us offering ourselves
Right.
up. So that wasn't even an issue. Like
Right.
I don't even remember being like,
They were closing you.
They were closing me.
Right.
But then I went and moved into the opposite where I
Yep.
sold baby jewelry.
Right.
And I couldn't get a store to buy them. I was trying to get them in here, there, and everywhere. And it took a lot of work and a lot of PR to really get it cooking. And I think there was never a time where I said, okay, do you want to buy now? Is it a wholesaler? Like I never figured that out. I always waited too long. And I probably, looking back, could have sold 17 times as much.
Yeah.
And now it's much more complicated with a membership organization because of who I'm selling to, because it's not a transaction like in a room where I slide a contract over. It's a little more work. So
What I would say is...
it's interesting. It's very different for different businesses.
Yes. And one of the things that I hear a lot of clients doing is saying, getting to the end of the sales conversation and saying, okay, I'm going to go home and write you a proposal for that.
Yeah. And then boom, gone.
Well,
no more
because
client.
a couple things happen. You're doing things. They didn't commit to anything, right?
I'm losing you. They being...
The prospect...
Yeah. Didn't commit to anything.
Didn't commit to anything.
Yeah.
You gave yourself more work.
Yep.
Right? And they didn't say, I would like to see a proposal from you.
Right.
They didn't say, I think we can work together.
You just offered me.
Yeah.
Well, this is my favorite. I've told this story, my gym story of when I went to start boxing classes.
Yes.
And I was so into it.
Yes.
They got me.
The
And the guy
endorphins.
said, you could sign up now or just come back next time with the money. And of course, if you offer me, okay, I'll come back. And
You
I
never
left
came
and
back.
I literally never went back.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you why.
Right.
I loved it.
That's
I had a
right.
great time.
That's right.
But it just became inconvenient and they didn't get me and I could put my money elsewhere.
And if instead he had said, great, here's the contract, just sign it up, you're ready to go, you'd still be
he
boxing
literally
there.
held out a card to me.
Yeah.
And I was ready, like a sign-up card.
Right.
And I was ready to be, I remember reaching for my wallet
Yeah.
and him going, oh, that's cool. You could just, it was like a trust thing. And I
Right.
think he figured, oh, you know what? She's going to like me more if I don't make her give me money now.
Right.
Is what I think the mentality was.
Right.
Stupid.
So that's one thing is don't close to I'm doing homework and you're not, right? Like
Yeah.
in that meeting,
Yeah.
if I'm taking something away, I need commitment from them. So
Right.
so even if a client says to me, "Hey, can you get me a proposal for that?"
Yeah.
I would say, "Sure." But before I do that, if the proposal comes back and it's kind of what we've been talking about, here's the problem and here's the cost.
Yeah.
How likely are you to say yes to that?
I don't know, Brad.
I don't know if I'm writing a proposal.
I don't know.
Yeah. So what things are holding you back? Right? So in other words,
Yeah.
there's still some things that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
And so we need to talk about those because my proposal needs to address those things.
And I just want to tell everybody here who needs to close and thinks that you need to lean on the potential customer or client a lot. We, as the customers and clients, don't know what we need. We don't know what we want.
They
if you
want to
send
be
us
led.
a proposal,
Yeah.
I don't want to have to wade through
Nope.
all your words to figure out what the heck I'm buying. I just want to pay for you to fix it.
And what's going to happen when you get a proposal? What's the first thing you do?
Delete?
No, you look at the price. The first thing someone does.
I've literally never read through a proposal thoroughly. I skim it, and then if the price looks okay, we're great.
And I see people, my clients, spending hours writing proposals.
Why?
Hours.
Does it make them feel better about themselves?
I think, well, number one, it's a sign that you don't have a business where you're selling the same thing over and over again. Like, I think the person is engineering the solution in the proposal, and they don't have the confidence to ask for the work unless they've engineered the solution.
And can I tell you what's funny about that? As somebody who has a law degree, all I see is you're creating a mess for yourself.
Yes.
Because if you don't follow up on what you wrote and I get PO'd at some point in the process, I'm going to look back at that proposal and be like, you promised, though. And then you're screwing yourself over.
Right.
Can you not do proposals? Just take people's money?
I never do proposals.
Oh, you never do them. Good.
I hand people a contract. And it's interesting.
Is it pretty simple? I've never seen your contract.
It's one page.
Yes.
And there's a little box.
Yes.
A little box that's like 3 lines high that basically says, principal things you'll deliver. And I just write in a pen, we're going to raise your prices and we're going to organize your people.
Do?
Yeah. And then I write the price and I hand it to them with a pen. It
seems so novel, and yet I'm pretty sure that for hundreds of years that's how people
exactly
did business.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
we've made it so complicated.
We talked.
Not we. I mean, not us. Brad and Jill are out of that.
We talked a little bit last time about selling fast and selling slow.
Yeah.
And my process has changed somewhat because I want to be more the guy behind the red velvet rope.
Yep.
Right? Like, where I don't want to always be selling someone because that kind of communicates that I'm always needing work or I'm always available.
Yes.
And the truth is, I am trying to be more selective about the people that I work with because I am full.
Yeah.
And, so I want to work with the people that are going to make the biggest results, right?
Of course.
And so now my close is to give people homework in that first meeting.
Yep.
And then follow up with them later. If they didn't do their homework,
you don't want them.
Not a good client.
Oh, I love that. And that really, truly is only possible if you have enough work on your plate at the moment. Oh, I like that.
And so, but still, there's a close, right? Hey, I really like what we've talked about. I can see where maybe there's a chance for us to help each other. But before we get into this big, expensive contract, because it's going to cost a lot of money, there might be some easy solutions. So how about I just give you some easy things to try? You give those a try. We talk again in a month and see how that goes.
And if they really want to work with you, they'll do it.
And if they don't do it, I don't want to work with them.
Sayonara. Do you tell them that? If you don't do it, we're out?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I just told them on a
I
podcast.
Guess you did.
But
right.
But that is my deal. Is that, just see what they want to do.
All right.
So
Dig it.
In closing,
oh,
you need to close every sales meeting.
Now you're clever.
Every sales meeting needs a close. Either you're closing them to sign a contract, or if you feel like you need to do a proposal, you're making sure that that proposal will be accepted before you go write it.
Please don't make a proposal.
Yeah.
Please don't create one.
Proposals are terrible.
I'm just nixing that all together.
I totally agree with you. But I'm telling you, people fight me on it all the time.
Really?
Yeah. They feel like they have
to
do it.
Oh, because it's worked for them before.
No, it hasn't. No, it has not. That's not true.
What? Okay.
They want to make sure that there's a contract, that everyone's very clear about what they're
Look, it doesn't make you a real business person to have proposals.
No.
And stop making extra work for yourself that's unnecessary, because just because you have extra work doesn't mean you're really busy and then you can be on your phone and ignore your kids. Whoa. Sorry, it just came out.
And if you have a specialty where you're working with people who have similar problems, you can have a proposal that's all pre-written and you just fill in people's name and hand it to them.
I don't understand why anybody does anything from scratch that way.
Exactly.
Okay, you proposal people, we don't even want you to listen to the podcast anymore. Bye.
So, your next 4 sales meetings, I want you to write down what worked, what didn't work, what do you want to do differently. Then call us and tell us, and we'll solve your problem.
Ow! You crushed it.